Hey, what's up with it, guys? Hey, welcome back to another video. I'm going to go ahead and queue up for a BG here. However, I just wanted to do this kind of as a quick explanation as far as the Marksman Hunter burst rotation as it goes into PvP. Now, 8.1 just came out yesterday. We've had a lot of changes as far as Marksman Hunter goes. I wanted to go over those briefly. I will put a link to the changes below. However, what Blizzard posted does not include all of the changes. Surprising, right? So with that being said, I'm going to kind of post a few videos over the next day or two of doing BGs and kind of going through all these nuances that I've kind of figured out. Because there's a lot of stuff that's changed regarding exactly how some of our abilities function, and they are not spelled out in anything I can find as far as a blue post or anything like that. With that being said, this is the build that I've been running for burst. Now I'm going to show you guys the burst rotation that I have come up with that I think is going to be the strongest, or one of the strongest, or at least one way of playing marksman. Now, things worth mentioning is that steady focus I think is not going to be used at all, since steady aim I don't think is an optimal trait anymore in PvP at all. Hunter's Mark and Streamline both have viability. Exactly which is going to be better, I'm going to have to play with that a little bit and see, because I can't really tell you as of now. There's a couple different kind of build variations I could see where you basically want to have the quickest rapid fire possible, in which case Hunter's Mark is going to be better. But again, I'll go into more detail on some different builds in the future. Lethal shots is completely changed. Now it has a chance on your arcane shot and multi-shot to reduce the cooldown of rapid fire. I could see this being good. However, you do not need this in your burst window. So for that reason, double tap is definitely better when it comes to our actual burst itself. Lock and load, same as it was. Piercing shot now is not affected by armor, so it got a buff, basically. This is relatively strong in PvP. This hits almost as hard as your aim shot, and it's instant cast, but it's on a 30-second cooldown. So arguably, you could go with piercing shot being kind of the more consistent option, so every 30 seconds, you have this at your disposal, rather than the 5% chance proc. Calling the shots actually got buffed since True Shot got buffed. So True Shot is now a more valuable cooldown than it was prior to 8.1. It's only on a 2-minute cooldown, which is great because it lines up with on-use trinkets. However, what happens is if you do want to capitalize on an on-use trinket and you run this, what's going to end up happening is your True Shot, rather than being a 2-minute cooldown, is going to be a 1:18 cooldown. And then it's not going to be lining up with your trinket. So there's really two ways of playing this, in my opinion. I prefer, honestly, calling the shots if you are not trying to use an on-use trinket in conjunction with it. I think it will be better and it will be more consistent, because basically the only cooldown that you really are relying on is double tap as well as True Shot, if that makes sense. So I'm going to play with both, and I'll kind of do some videos of both, but that's kind of the two options in my opinion. Is if you're trying to line up a big burst every 2 minutes, that's better. If you're trying to have more consistent burst windows every minute, minute and a half, then basically you save double tap for when True Shot's up, and you do everything you can to get your True Shot to come back up during those cooldown windows. I think that is going to be actually a really fun play style. So again, be ready to see some of those videos coming out here in the near future. The other thing that is worth noting is Sniper Shot got buffed. Sniper Shot now deals percent of the target's maximum health. The buff of the range increase is shorter, so you don't get these bigger windows of getting all these casts off. However, it is very good for our burst, and the fact that you can at least initiate your burst at very long range and then kind of gradually move up closer to the target as this buff runs out, so that you're in a 42-yard range at the time of the buff expiring. I don't really know as far as stat weights go as of now. I haven't messed with that really at all. I've mostly been playing with talents, Azerite traits, and rotations. So I would love to get your guys' input of what you guys are finding is the most optimal as far as stat weights and haste, you know, trying to stack haste or trying to stack mastery, or what you guys are doing. I think haste is going to be our go-to. I honestly do, because with all these changes to rapid fire, I think haste is just going to be exponentially stronger. But currently what I'm doing is I'm running an on-use trinket. So it's giving me that 1500 agility on use every 2 minutes to line that up with my True Shot. Now, as far as my Azurite traits, I'm running the engineering goggles, so that's not hunter specific, but I'm running surging shots. It always does that. You can't cut out. But I'm running surging shots, as you guys can see here is the new trait that basically increases rapid fire damage, and aim shot has a chance to reset rapid fire. And then I'm also running focus fire, which increases rapid fire damage as well as generates some additional focus. Now, I did hear that surging shots, I saw it in a blue post actually, damage is reduced by 50% in PvP. So with that being said, I think it might end up being more optimal to maybe double stack focus fire traits in PvP, because we're not banking on a 15% chance for rapid fire to reset. In PvE situations, I think it is going to be better to make sure you have at least one of these surging shots traits. But I think, and I need to test this again, and I will definitely get you guys some video content kind of going through this and laying it out. But I think double stacking focus fire is going to be the more optimal choice when it comes to PvP. Or even triple stacking it for that matter. So let me kind of show you guys the initial rotation. Now, like I said, our sniper shot does hit the hardest of any of our abilities that we currently have. With that being said, since it's percent max health, it does not scale with bonus agility. So if I use my on-use trinket, either way on this target dummy, it is going to hit for 36,000. The 1500 bonus agility is not affected at all, which means you want to make sure that you're casting that outside of the windows where you have your true shot and other things up. It's not affected by true shot. It's not affected by bonus agility. So you basically want to cast that before your big burst. Okay, so this is basically the rotation that I've been doing. Is I do sniper shot, and I usually will cast double tap before that so that I don't have to waste the global during my burst window. So I do sniper shot into true shot into rapid fire. I already have the double tap up, so it's a double tap rapid fire into aim shot, arcane shot, aim shot, arcane shot, rapid fire when it comes up, basically. Something in that wheelhouse as far as priority goes. Okay, so I'll show you guys here on the, oh wait, actually let's do it. We'll pretend like this is real BG burst right here, okay? So we're in stealth. I'm gonna cast my double tap. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sniper shot, and I'm gonna be spamming my Q outside of this into rapid fire. We get all the way back up to full focus, aim shot, back into another rapid fire. And then we do aim shot. And then we go back into another rapid fire. Okay? And that's, you can see there, I'm at like 24k DPS. Granted, I am getting basically guaranteed careful aim procs because it's a target dummy that's at full health. However, the thing that's worth noting is that most of my damage, oh shoot, hold on, sorry, the damage meter thing reset. Most of my damage is actually coming from rapid fire itself. Okay, so you see rapid fire was 46% of my damage, and aim shot, I only got 2 casts off. So the bonus of that careful aim is negligible. It's not that big of a deal as far as our overall damage output. Like I said, sniper shot hits for 36k. It hits for this exact number. I've tested it. Trust me, it is not affected, at least on the target dummies, it's not affected by on-use trinkets or anything like that, which makes sense because it's based off percent health. It's not some attack power scaling ability. So our goal is with this setup that I'm running currently, so we can see that our average hit of rapid fire was hitting for 4,300. So let's swap out our shoulders. I'm going to run an additional stack. Rather than running the surging shots, I'm going to run double focus fire. And then I have the engineering helmet. Again, depending on how this scales, it might be worth trying to triple stack focus fire, but let's see. So the average hit on my rapid fire ticks was 4,319 damage. Okay. So our shit's coming back up again. So let's try it again. So I'm going to do the same thing. Double tap before the opener. We're going to do sniper shot. Pop our true shot into rapid fire. Into aim shot. Burn our arcane shots into another rapid fire. Into aim shot, arcane shot, arcane shot. into another rapid fire. Okay. Now, it looks like that was slightly less, right? So it looks like we were getting 4,300. That was at 4,019 damage. Whereas if we go to our first test, it was 4,300. So on average, we're losing 300 damage per tick. Now, again, keep in mind, this is a PvE situation because it's the target dummies. I think in PvP, I'm going to have to test this and do some duels to kind of really see how that works out. But I wanted to mention that to you guys because that is a blue post that was kind of hidden as far as some hot fixes that occurred. And it says surging shots in PvP is reduced. The damage is reduced by 50%. So that is going to be a really big chunk of damage loss. So we'll have to see what's going to be more optimal. One thing that is worth noting is the focused generation on Focus Fire does not stack. So the only thing that you're gaining by stacking this trait is just the, mind freeze right there, is just going to be the damage. Now, there is going to be some value potentially running in the rhythm. Now, in the rhythm is the haste. I have it here somewhere. Let me find it. Is this one. It is the haste at the when you finish the channel of rapid fire. Now, one thing that is worth noting though is that if we do this, it does directly buff the cast time, or reduce the cast time, I should say, of our rapid fire itself. But the buff doesn't. It only stays for 8 seconds. So again, let's do the same thing. Now again, I'm running not the engineering helm. I'm running in the rhythm on my helm, surging shots on my shoulders, and focus fire on my chest. We're going to do the same burst rotation. Now, double tap before, spam true shot into rapid fire. So the only thing there is that any additional time that we're clipping, we're not getting that buff up anymore, if that makes sense. If there's 3 seconds left on that buff duration and we finish our channel of a rapid fire, it's going to only go up to 8. It doesn't stack. So it's not going to be an 11-second buff now. It does not actually stack, which is not ideal, right? That's not ideal, which is the only reason why, why I think that trait is a very good trait. I don't think it's going to be the right trait for this playstyle specifically. I think you're going to gain more value out of other traits, since basically what you're trying to do is stack as many rapid fires in a row as you possibly can, in which case you don't want to be overlapping that buff. So for that reason, that's why I was running the engineering helm. But again, like I said, I'm going to test this out in PvP, but I wanted to kind of get this guide out to you guys. The only thing I would change, for example, if you are running PvE content, I think this will also work as far as our single target rotation. You can see with that rotation I just did, I'm at 22k DPS, and that's running frost laced ammunition. I could see maybe running something where I get the haste enchant on my weapon or something like that, giving me an even higher damage boost. So on that note, I'm actually going to go ahead and hop into this BG. I will go ahead and record this and make this a separate video, but I wanted to show you guys that opener. What I was going to say there, let me finish up on that last thought, is that instead of sniper shot in the opener, I would go ahead and cast an aim shot, do the exact same thing. And that would be kind of my opener, I think, as a default, running this setup. Again, we'll have to see. I could see there being some value in maybe trying to stack in the rhythm and prioritizing aim shots more over rapid fires themselves, which I think is going to be kind of the alternative play style. But yeah, comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. What are you guys running as far as traits? What are you guys stacking as far as your stat priority, things like that? Follow me down below here on Twitch, so that way you guys can join me on the live streams. And thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the love and support, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.